Yo, I'm Troy, this is TM Fitness. It's about this time of year when all the bullshit scam diets and exercise programs come out, and they'll be all over your social media feed, all over the internet, all over your email inbox. You'll be inundated with this stuff, special offers in your local gym and all kinds of stuff like that, and you won't know what to do. You become paralyzed. So I'm going to give you a really simple, straightforward fat loss exercise program, and it's completely free because I'm shit at business. Before I get into it, there is one caveat. In order to lose body fat, you must be in an energy deficit. That means that you must have less energy coming in than the energy that you're using up. Calories in, calories out, like it or not. If you don't understand that, have a look at my channel, because I've done videos on energy balance and macronutrients and working out your calories and all the lifestyle considerations as well. So go and look at that stuff. If you're not in an energy deficit, you're not going to lose body fat regardless of the exercise you're doing. There is no such thing as a fat burning exercise. Some exercises will oxidize fat for energy. Like, if you're doing long endurance exercise, like very long bike rides, you'll oxidize more fat. But that's not the same as burning body fat. So don't be fooled by anyone telling you that you have to do certain kinds of exercise to burn fat. You don't, you just need to be in an energy deficit. So this workout is going to be resistance training based. It's a 4-day push-pull program. The reason for that being that when you're in an energy deficit, you will lose muscle. So to stop yourself from losing muscle, or losing as little muscle as possible while you're dieting down, you need to do resistance training to ameliorate that and to promote better metabolic health. Having more muscle than not is metabolically superior. Cool? Let's move on. Oh, and the other thing is, of course, so if you're a beginner, even if you're in an energy deficit, you will build a little bit of muscle. If you're intermediate to advanced, you're not going to build muscle, but you want to, as I say, reduce the catabolic effect of being on a diet. So you want to maintain as much of that as possible. And then, of course, having a better body composition, i.e. more muscle than fat, makes it easier to keep the fat off once you've got to your target weight. So resistance training, really good for that. Right, the warm-up, first of all. So your warm-up's going to be 5 to 10 minutes. Now, I know what you're thinking, cheaters don't warm up before they sprint and chase down a wildebeest. Yeah, I've got it, I've seen that, I understand. But to my mind, you need to prepare your body for the act of exercise. You need to kind of build up to doing the heavier loads. So you can, if you like, just do a few warm-up sets. Start with a bare bar, add a little bit of weight, add a little bit of weight, add a little bit of weight, do 2, 3, 4 warm-up sets before you do the heavy stuff, if you're, at that level. But I kind of feel it's really important to build a better neurological and emotional and intellectual kind of connection with movement. So I think doing some specific mobility during your warm-up is a good idea, because it improves proprioception and increases that mind-muscle connection. So it's going to make you more efficient at exercising under load. Plus, mobility is something that you lose. It's one of those things, use it or lose it. And if you're not doing mobility work on a daily basis, then you should be doing some mobility work in your warm-ups. It's just going to help you in everyday life. 5 to 10 minutes warm-up, multi-joint mobility, plus some core stability and or loaded mobility if you like. So the example I'm giving you here, 3D lunge matrix, 2 sets of 10. You could do, say, front lunges, side lunges, reverse lunges, curtsy lunges, all on one leg, and then do it all on the other leg. So you do 10 reps of each, and then do it again. And then you might do some suitcase carries. So the example I've given you there, 16 kilogram suitcase carries for 2 minutes. So if you've got one of those gyms that's got a track that you can walk or run along, then you grab a 16 kilo kettlebell, or whatever weight is suitable for you at this stage in your training. But grab the 16 kilo kettlebell in one hand, stand tall, walk to the end, swap hands, walk back, do that for 2 minutes. If you don't have a track, walk around an area that is safe to do so. If you're training at home, walk around your front room. But do it for about 2 minutes, just swap hands each time and keep going. And then you can do some band pull aparts with a resistance band. Keep your arms straight, squeeze the shoulder blades together, keep the chest tall, keep the core nice and tight, and then you're just getting some work into the upper body, getting some movement through the scapula, getting the shoulders working and everything else. And then once you've done that, as I say, 5 to 10 minutes, you can move on to the main body of exercise. That's my example of a warm-up, of a specific mobility warm-up. Yours might be different to that. You do what works for you. Right, so the main body of exercise, as I've said, these are push-pull resistance workouts. Now, before I get into the specifics here, I want to touch on what this bit in the red says. So at RPE 7 to 8. So an RPE of 7 to 8 means that you have 2 or 3 reps left in reserve. So for every set of, say, bench press, at the end of each set, you should be able to do 2 or 3 more reps. That way, you're always working a little bit within yourself. You're not overtaxing yourself. You're less likely to do yourself harm. That's the number one rule of anything, do no harm. You're going to recover a lot quicker, which means that you can hit the ground running at your next workout. And you'll be working with better form, so you'll get better results. It's a good idea to work out what your 1 rep max is, particularly for the main compound lifts. If you don't know what that is, go and work it out. And that literally means the maximum amount of weight you can do in 1 repetition. You'll surprise yourself. You can probably push or lift a lot more than you thought you could when you really try it and go to the max. And it's important to do that to work out what your actual limits are. And then once you know what your absolute maximum feels like, it's a lot easier to work out your RPE for each set depending on the amount of reps that you're doing. Obviously, weight will change depending on the number of reps, but the RPE will always be the same. So an RPE of 8 means that you've got 2 reps left in the tank. On your 6th rep, you feel like you could maybe go to 8. If you're doing 4 sets of 12 reps, on your 12th rep, you feel like you could maybe go to 14. I think I've got that across. Right, so on all of these, you're going to be working roughly in that 7 to 8 RPE. If you like, on the last set, you can go to failure, just on the last set. So the main body of exercise, we've got 2 upper body push-pull workouts and 1 lower body or legs session. I'm going to give this to you in sets and reps. So push-pull 1. And don't worry, this will all make sense by the end, I promise you. So push-pull 1. So you got bench press, 4x6. So that's 4 sets of 6 reps. Then you've got dumbbell flies, 3x8. You can write these down if you like. So bench press 4x6, dumbbell flies 3x8, seated row 3x8, face pulls 2x15, so 2 sets of 15 reps, lateral raises 3x8, and preacher curls 4x10. Now I'm giving you exercises that you're probably likely to know, and if you're not sure, then look them up. And if you haven't got a clue what I'm talking about, don't do this. Get yourself a coach or a trainer and start from scratch. You can, of course, adapt this, change any of the exercises you don't like, you don't feel you need to do, or if there's certain exercises like accessory lifts that you feel that you should be doing more of to work on weaknesses and imbalances, then cool, you know, substitute those exercises in. This is a guideline, but if you do this, you'll get good body composition results, I promise you. Push-pull 2. So this is the first upper body push-pull session. This is the second upper body push-pull session. So overhead press, 4x6. That could be standing military press, it could be seated press, you could use barbells, you could use dumbbells, whatever you're comfortable using at this stage in your training career. Bent over row, 4x6. Again, use a bar, use dumbbells, use kettlebells, whatever. Then dumbbell chest press. So this one is a superset. We've got chest press and fly. So this can be flat bench or incline bench. Doesn't really matter, whatever you prefer doing, whatever you feel you need to do. And then that's literally, you do 10 presses, and then without rest, you do 10 flies, and that's one set. So it's a superset because you're combining two exercises into one. And that's obviously targeting the chest. Overhead press 4x6, bent over row 4x6, chest press and fly superset 3x10. Then we've got reverse fly 3x10. So reverse fly, dumbbells, you can do it bent over, or you can do it with your chest rested against the backrest of an incline bench. Tricep press 3x10, and then chin ups to failure. So one set, go to failure, try and do an extra one each time you're in the gym. If you can't do chin-ups, substitute it for something else. But most gyms have an assisted chin-up or pull-up bar machine. And if they don't have that, you can use resistance bands. You could get somebody to spot you and hold your ankles and help you, or, you know, grab your waist or whatever if you've got a training partner. But if you can do the chin-ups, go to failure and add one each time you do that session, which is going to be once a week. And as I say, if you can't do the chin-ups, do something else. Maybe just do another set of bicep curls or something. And then you've got your leg day. And as I'm going to show you in a moment, you'll be doing this twice a week. So leg day, squats, 4 sets of 6. Again, could be barbell, back squats, front squats, goblet squats, any kind of squats. You could do box squats if you don't have the depth there. But ideally that would be back squats, so 4x6, RDLs, so this is Romanian deadlifts. Unlike traditional deadlifts where you're pulling the weight off the floor, with the Romanian deadlift you start in standing, slight bend of the knees as you drive the hips back, so you're getting a lot more glute and hamstring activation on that. So Romanian deadlifts, 3x10, hamstring curls. Use a machine that can be double leg, single leg, or you can use a stability ball, or you can use one of those rollers where you lay on your back and put your feet on like the like it's like a little skateboard thing. So hamstring curls 3x10, lunges 3x8. Again, you can do 8 reps on one leg, 8 reps on the other leg. You can do it alternating. They can be walking lunges, whatever works for you. Hip thrusts 3x12. So hip thrusts, to be clear, it's like a bridge. It's a glute exercise. You can do it with your back rested on a bench and your feet on the floor, or your back can be on a stability ball. Use a barbell or a plate or a kettlebell on your hips, and you do 3 sets of 12. If you can't do it on the bench or the ball, do it on the floor like a normal glute bridge, but use the weight on your hips. 3x12 of that. And then box jumps, 4 lots of 6. If you don't have a box in your gym or at home, use a bench, use steps, or do something different. Do squat jumps or plyometric lunges or something like that. Cool, let's move on. Okay, magic. So here's your workout or your training schedule for the week. So it's going to look something like this. Monday, legs. Tuesday, push-pull 1. Wednesday, rest day. Thursday, legs. Friday, push-pull 2. Saturday, rest. Sunday, rest. Now, the rest days don't have to be complete rest. You can do some low to moderate intensity cardiovascular exercise on those days. You can do some mobility on those days. Ideally, you will keep your NEAT up. NEAT being non-exercise activity thermogenesis, so keep your steps up above 10,000 a day, particularly on those rest days, because you still want to be burning those calories. But yeah, so if you want to do some cardio, if you like riding your bike or running, do that on 1 or 2 of your rest days, but make it low to moderate intensity. Don't do any high intensity cardio on your rest days, because you want to enable your body to recover. You don't want to be taxing your central nervous system further. And obviously, don't do anything after leg days. You can try, but it will end in tears, trust me. Just use a bit of common sense. Now, I've added here a bit about finishers. So on any of these training days, if you like, you can add in a finisher at the end. So the workouts that I have just shown you will take 45 to 60 minutes roughly. You can add 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes at the end doing a finisher. So finishers could be like some HIIT, which is high intensity interval training to get yourself sweaty and burn a few extra calories. It could be complexes. These are really good ways of adding in a little bit of explosive power, again burning a few more calories but working on some accessory type movements as well. So complexes can be done with dumbbells, barbells or kettlebells, which is my personal favourite. You could do 20 minutes of moderate intensity cardio on an exercise bike if you like. Or if you've got that kind of equipment available to you and it's the kind of training you enjoy, you could do some strongman circuits, prowlers, loaded carries, tire flips, all that kind of stuff. To make this work, you need to work out your calories, work out the total of your calories for the week, work out the average, so divide that by 7, eat to those calories every single day. You don't need to do high calories on training days and low calories on rest days. Although it's 24-hour energy balance, it balances itself out over the week. So eat to the same calories every single day. Keep your protein high at around 2 grams per kilogram of target weight. Make sure you're hydrated, make sure you're getting plenty of sleep. That's the important basic stuff that a lot of people miss out on. And then be consistent with this training. Do this every week for the next 3 months, and I guarantee you, if you stick to all those basic recommendations that I've just given you, you will get much better results than if you waste your money on some bullshit scam January detox diet. As I said, I'm a terrible businessman. I've given you that for free. Do it. Tell me what your results are. I want to know. If you've got any questions, put them in the box below. I'm always happy to answer your questions. Tag a friend, share this on your timeline, let people see this. And if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any more videos coming up. Okay, I've been Troy, this has been Fragrant. Laters.